Hi friends, Zoe here. So today I want to talk to you a bit more about the book Love Mastery that I recently read by Don Miguel Ruiz. Hopefully that's how you pronounce his name. But like I mentioned in my November favorites, there's not very many books in my life that I can say truly changed my life, but this has been one of them, and I listened to it on Audible. So this book talks all about how to love, like loving yourself, loving other people, and how to have the best relationships in your life. So this book really touches on the fact that you are responsible for your own happiness and you can't rely on something else to bring you happiness, say a job or a car, a materialistic item, or another person to bring you happiness. So I'm going to tell a story from this book, and hopefully I don't butcher it, but I feel like it really kind of illuminates how you can't place your happiness as a responsibility for somebody else to bring you joy in your own life. So this story goes, this man and this woman have been together since they were, really young. They grew up together, they get married, they have a couple kids, and their marriage fails. And it's unhappy. I'm not going to go into details, but so this man gets a divorce, and he's so set on the fact that love doesn't exist. He doesn't believe in love at all. And he's walking through a park one day, and he sees a woman sitting on a bench, and she's sobbing. And he decides, to ask her. He's like, "Hi, miss, are you okay? Like, what's wrong? Why are you upset?" And she goes on to explain. She's like, my marriage just failed, and I thought he was the one, and, I wanted all this stuff for us, but it turns out he cheated on me, and our relationship failed, and my marriage is done, and I don't believe in love. And he's like, "I don't believe in love either." He's like, "Let's go for a walk, let's talk about it." So they share their stories, and they become friends, and they realize, they love spending time with each other, so they keep hanging out. And down the line, one day the man, he comes to realize, this woman, I love spending time with her, she's fun to be around, I respect her for her, I let her do her own thing. He's like, there's no jealousy, there's no nothing. He's like, I just respect her person, I let her be free. And he says, maybe I love her, maybe that's what love is just totally and completely loving somebody else unconditionally and respecting their decisions and whatever they decide to do with their lives. And so the man decides to go to the woman and tell her. He says, is this love? I think that I love you. I think that you are my true love, because it doesn't matter what you do in this life. He's like, I love you unconditional. The decisions you make, whatever you want to do freedom-wise, it's like you're free to do it, and I'll love you unconditionally because I just respect you as a person. So, and then she's like, I've been feeling this way as well. I think that this is love. So they decided to get together, they have a wonderful relationship because they both respect each other and they let each other be their own people, and they don't rely on each other to bring them happiness. But then one night, this man sees a really bright star in the sky, and the star starts to come down to him, and down to him so close that he grabs it and he puts it into his hands, and he's like, wow, this is the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen. It's so bright, it's so shiny. I need to give it to this woman because I love her. So he gives the star to her, he passes over to her, and she drops the star, and it shatters into 1,000,000 pieces. And he is upset. He's like, I can't believe that you dropped it. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And the star is supposed to resemble or is to be his happiness that he decided to place into her hands, and she obviously couldn't be responsible for his own happiness, so she dropped it, and it shattered, and it's broken. And it just really comes back to everything, and it says, you can have a mutual love for each other, and you can love each other unconditionally, but the moment that you decide to put your happiness in somebody else's hands, whether it be a relationship with a friend, a family member, say a relationship at work, putting your happiness into a material object, it will never work out, because you yourself are responsible for your own happiness. And to have a successful relationship in this life, you need to realize that you need to be your best person, and the other person needs to be their best person, and you need to love them unconditionally. It uses the reference, say your dog. You come home from work every day, your dog is so excited to see you, and your dog just truly loves you unconditional. It doesn't matter, maybe you accidentally step on your dog's foot the day before, but your dog's still super excited for you to come home, and still loves you the same every day, and you still love your dog the same every day. So why can't that sort of be the same way with another human being? Everybody is allowed to be their own person, and as long as each person in a relationship, whether it be friendship or a loving partnership, as long as each person puts in 100% of being their best person and being true to themselves, then they'll be true to the other person, and it will just be, yeah, mutual success. So I wanted to share that with you guys, and I definitely recommend reading this book. Like I said, I listened to it on Audible, and it was just over 2 hours, I think maybe 2.5, and it's narrated by both a male and a female, and yeah, it's a lovely book. It's got a lot of great teachings, and I highly recommend it. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe below, and I'll be seeing you again very soon. Bye!